Okay, so I've been thinking about this for a while. I've been having, um, I've always kind of had this vague memory of it, but it only really came back to me recently when I was watching this one video uploaded by Dire Gentlemen. I don't think that's their channel name now, but that's what they were, and it was about people's nightmares that they had, and some person's nightmare just triggered this memory flare in my mind, and I was like, holy fucking shit. No goddamn way. I remember now. It was fucking crazy. It's like wild what happens when you watch videos like that, I guess. It's really interesting how that happens. But basically, I used to have this specific nightmare on a very regular basis when I was a kid. It was at least every other week I would have it for like a good 2 or 3 years when I was around like 9 or 10. I don't really remember. No, it was probably like 12 or 13 around that time. But it was weird because I couldn't remember a lot of the dream for the longest fucking time. But, the video brought it back, as I said. Anyway, what I used to remember about it, what I used to think it was about, was I was like this detective person in this shopping center, like this grocery store, nondescript. Kind of in my memory now, it looks like a Big Lots or a Kmart, if you remember those. I remember those kind of. I mean, they were still around when I was a kid, but they were kind of running out of steam at that point. It kind of looked like that, like a Big Lots mixed with a Kmart. And I thought I was like this detective person going around trying to solve this mystery. And whenever I solved it, I would just be blasted into this fucking psychedelic geometric shape covered fucking nightmare realm where the rest of the dream would just be these geometric shapes like getting bigger and smaller and stretching out and shit. And like I didn't remember that part. I just remember really lots of like crazy imagery. But I listened to Distractable recently, and Mark mentioned that he had these things he called geometric nightmares, and he tried to describe them. And I just had this brain blast, like, I fucking had those. What the fuck? I didn't think this was the thing other people had, but wow. But, yeah, basically that's what I thought it was. Just this, sort of detective story where I was trying to solve this mystery, and then I was blasted into this psychedelic nightmare around one of these geometric shape things. And then whenever I would wake up from this nightmare, I would always feel like electricity, like that static electricity feeling pulsing through my body. And it lingered for a good minute or two after I woke up, and it always was fucking weird. That's what I used to think it was. But now with that nightmare that I heard on that channel, combined with Mark's mention of geometric nightmares, it's like clicked together all of a sudden, and I now know what the actual nightmare was, which is fucking crazy. Essentially, I was in the grocery store, as I said. It was like a Kmart mixed with Big Lots, and over the loudspeaker, suddenly this fucking weird music tone came on, and there was like one other person in the aisle with us. And once this music started playing, we all just kind of froze because it sounded so fucking weird compared to what had just been playing. Some pop song from the 2010s, I'd have to guess. I don't really remember. But when it popped on, this tune, it was like, I didn't know the term for it then, but I do now. It was a bunch of like those tritones, like the Devil's Chord and all that shit. And it was a bunch of that mixed in with this string instrument for some reason. It was weird. But once it ended, the person that was in the aisle with us just disappeared. Like, I was staring at him, and then he disappears out of nowhere. And then the rest of the dream essentially follows that exact same pattern. Like, me and my family are just in this grocery store going from aisle to aisle, like, that was weird. But then the music comes back on, and we're in a different aisle with a different person, and then that person disappears. And at some point, my mom vanishes, and I start freaking the fuck out in the dream. And eventually, I'm the only one left, fucking bawling my eyes out, and then I disappear. And that's when the geometric nightmare shit started. Which, now that I'm thinking about it, that is such a fucking banger idea for a horror story. I'm surprised I never wrote it, honestly. Probably because I couldn't remember it, But at the same time, like a detective trying to solve a mystery, that's pretty cool too. But that's real good horror story material. I want to write that now. But yeah, it was always the same. It was this dream that I had for like a course of 2 or 3 years, from like 12 to 13, I think, around there. I don't know. It was always the same. Grocery store, person vanishes because of weird music. Everyone around us starts vanishing. Family vanishes, I vanish, and then geometric shit happened. It's so... I don't know if you've ever experienced it, but like having vague memories of something that you remember, but you don't remember the details of, and then having another person like kind of fill in the details for you, and just triggers this brain blast of, oh my god, that's something that happened. Holy fuck. What the fuck? Especially when it's something so subjective and specific to you, like a dream, where it's like, how did someone else manage to give me that feeling of like, I didn't remember that with a dream of all things. It's so weird. But yeah, that's all I really wanted to say for this. It's probably just going to be like an image or something. But yeah, I just fucking wanted to say this because I really find dreams and nightmares to be so fucking cool. They're my main inspiration, really, for my horror stories, to be honest. So yeah, thanks for fucking watching. Well, listening in this case, motherfuckers. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.